What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Durbin Compound. If you haven't met me already, my name is Devin Durbin. So today is another episode of Chasing the Best Work Footwear. So I haven't done a video in a while, and that's because I've been putting some miles on these boots. So today at work, I wrapped up the second day in a row in these boots, an 8-hour shift. I have gone over 1 million steps in these. These are the Thorogood 814-3800s. This is considered the mock toe 8-inch waterproof boot. This is a lined boot. They are kind of hot in these summer months, and since it's been like 90 degrees outside, I do sweat in them pretty good. But not really anything other than my other boots. So the fact that they're lined are going to be great for the winter as well, and that's kind of why I got them lined. So let's get in detail about these boots. We're going to weigh them here in a second. We're going to compare them to my next favorite, which is the Timberland Pro Gridworks. So when it comes down to a boot like this, the reason why I'm going to put this one at the top of my list is because it's an 8-inch work boot. It's going to pretty much get you onto every job site when it comes to regulation wise. It is a flat sole on it. It has what is considered a wedge style sole. I don't necessarily care for boots that have the traditional boot or the raised heel, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure there's a technical term for it. I like the fact that these are resolable. The style is sweet. This is a 1957 style. They reissued out, and I really like the style of this boot. Now, I will warn you, if you're looking at a set of these boots, that they do run a little narrow. So I wish I would have got a wider boot when I got mine, but as I've been working them in, they've been getting a little wider on my foot. But initially they were really narrow and they cramped my foot pretty bad, so I had to kind of wear the leather in and kind of stretch them out. But I have regular feet. I don't have wide feet. I don't wear a wide boot in anything else. These feel a little tight around the sides. So I love that they're waterproof. I mean, you do not have to worry about getting into them at all. They're basically waterproof up to the 6-inch mark. The top 2 inches are not waterproof because of the tongue here. So they're pretty darn good for what they are. That's why I put them right up there with the Timberland Pro Gridworks. They're also an 8-inch boot. They're waterproof. These aren't a steel toe version. You can get them in steel toe. So there are different versions of this exact same boot. So you can go mild to wild on this. So I was just looking up prices here. I forget exactly how much I paid. It was around the $230 mark. So they're considerably more expensive than the Timberland Pro Gridworks, up $50 over what you would pay for those. So yes, they're a pricey boot. I think that the value is there. I mean, if you're buying a boot that literally can be passed down generations, you can get them resold. If you need to, have these worked on, they're fairly easy to work on. So, if you some people blow some stitching out, or if you work on the sides of the boot, I mean, you have to take the necessary precautions to keep these things in good order. If you're a roofer always on shingles and you're always on the side of your boot, you're going to tear up boots regardless of what boot you get. So I feel like it's all subjective to the different trades that we're in and how long they last. I walk kind of funny. I don't think I walk funny, but I walk kind of funny, and I wear some of the soles down on the heels in a sideways way. You can tell on my Gridworks like that. So eventually I will probably walk the heel out of them, and then I'll get them resold. So not a big deal. So I definitely think these are worth the money. They're very comfortable, and it seems like every day I wear them, they just keep getting more and more comfortable. So I'm excited to see what the future holds. It took me about a year to break in my Gridworks boots, and they're pretty much the most comfortable boot I've I wear, I see that these are going to be even more comfortable because I haven't broke these in all the way, and they're still getting more and more comfortable every day. So, you know, initially they're a little painful because they're so tight, but after I get to working in them, they really do kind of stretch out, and they're kind of wearing in. So I'm really excited to see what the future will hold with these. They're a little pricey, yes, and if I didn't have YouTube money, I would not have bought these boots. But for the channel, I think that, you know, this is not a sponsored video. Thorogood didn't give me these boots. I bought these with my own money, so you know, I'll give you the honest opinion about them. They're a little narrow, but nonetheless, they're very comfortable, and they're going to be they're going to withstand the test of time. So let's weigh these. I'm tired of bumping my gums here. I'm sure you're tired of them too. So I'm going to take my scale. Now remember our Timberland Gridworks, the other boot that I was just talking about, they weighed 2 pounds 6 ounces. These weigh 2 pounds 1 ounce. So let's try that one more time just to make sure we get a good one. 2 pounds 1 ounce on that boot. I did never try a second boot, but 2 pounds 1 ounce. So, you know, theoretically we're taking 10 ounces off, well over half a pound, well, a little bit over half a pound that I'm taking off, so 1/4 of a pound on each foot. So these are really, they're, you know, they're a little bit lighter, but they're not substantially lighter. So, yeah, can I tell a difference? Not really. I really can't tell a difference at all. Now keep in mind, these say made in the USA. They have a little American flag tag on this. They are made in the USA with globally sourced products. So, you know, it just, who knows where they get the leather from. I'm not a boot expert. I don't know everything goes into boot making, but, you know, they're made in the US with globally sourced product. So not terrible. Now, one thing I don't like about these boots, I like the style. I really do like the style. That's why I own them. But this sole is, I'm a perfectionist. I want to clean this sole all the time. And this is just from, I think I cleaned these boots on Sunday. So the dirtiness of the sole is just from 2 days of just being in whatever. Whether I'm walking through grass or on a roof, or, you know, hallways and mechanical rooms, they just get dirty. So it's just one of those things. I know a lot of people rock that style, and a lot of people like the dirty soles, but gosh, I just like to keep them clean. So I like to be styling at the same time while I have my work gear on. You know, it's fault me for it, whatever, but I like to look good. So number one rule is look good, right? I got to make that money. So definitely a great boot. I do dry it every night. It seems to dry out fairly well. I was really worried about the lining and that it would hold moisture, but on the boot dryer it's been doing pretty good. So I would definitely recommend this boot. I am definitely going to put it at the top of my list because they're pretty darn comfortable now. So, you know, the future is going to hold a lot better comfort, and I think that they're a lot more flexible than the Gridworks. So let me pause for a second. I'll go get the Gridworks. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let's take one boot off the table here. So this is the Gridworks. You can tell just how much bigger it is and how much more material there is here in the ankle part. You have a lot of padding up here. It makes it really thick, and it's really bulky around your leg. Where these are more slimmed down, they literally have not a whole lot here at the top. Get a little bit more light on here. They have not a lot going on here at the top, not a lot of padding, which I was worried about was going to rub my ankle all weird and it was going to chafe me, but it actually has been pretty darn good. And you usually wear your socks up above this. So it worked out really well. Now, one thing I will say is if you haven't worn any of these boots yet, if you tie into the last eyelet here, it makes it really tight on the arch or on the top of your foot where it turns up. So what I do is I come up here to the next little hook and I lace like this. So I give that little bit of opening. I'm trying to do this while it's not on my foot. I try to give it a little bit of opening so when I'm crouching down in these boots, it doesn't totally tear up the top of my foot or super tight. So, you know, you have that little bit of opening in that lace so that when you do bend down, you know, you have that cushion there that isn't tight around your foot. Now that's just how I wear them. That's how I prefer it. You know, I wear these literally tied here to the gold or the orange little eyelet here, and then I just tie them off and stuff the lace down in my boot, and they've done pretty good for me. I don't tie them all the way up because this is really bulky, so I tie these all the way up. They're not as bulky and they feel the same as if I was wearing these. So two different style boots, but nonetheless the same kind of, you know, same kind of 8-inch non-steel toe, compliant in the same way, wedge soles. They're pretty darn close, and they're both really comfortable. So, but I have to put the I have to give the crown to the Thorogoods. I really think they're a great brand. You've seen me review a couple or one other Thorogood, the composite work toes that I did buy for you know, those. You know, when you need a steel toe or you need a composite toe, you need to be compliant. I have those as well. So covering all bases with this whole lineup. So I do think these are really awesome. One thing that I forgot to mention in my last video is Thorogood sent me a sweet bottle opener, kind of a wood laminated bottle opener. I registered these boots on the website, and they sent me a bottle opener. Didn't even know they were sending it. They just sent it in the mail. Pretty awesome. So I'll give a thumbs up to Thorogood. By no means does this bottle opener buy my loyalty. You know, I still do like the Timberlands, but you know, if I were to go back and buy it, I'd probably buy the Timberlands because they are $50 cheaper. If I had to replace a pair of boots, I can't say I don't want to spend another $240 on them. So, you know, there's that. The price, the value is the only thing that gets me on these. The only thing I'm not going to give a thumbs up to is the price, because it's crazy expensive. Most certainly the most I've ever spent on a boot, but I'm very happy with the purchase. I can't complain. They're very nice, and they've held up great. They're keeping my feet protected, and they're keeping me comfortable during a full shift at work. So, I mean, how much can you ask? So I think that wraps it up. I think I'm going to stop bumping my gums. I really have nothing to say about anything more to say about that. I like the sole. They don't seem to be very slippery. They're, you know, slip resistant, oil resistant. And I thought that was going to be a deal breaker. They were going to be really slippery, but they've done pretty darn good. And I've never slipped in them. I've never said like, oh man, I should, you know, that was really slippery, or I almost broke myself right there. I've never had to say that. I think they're really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever you're into. If you're not subscribed already, I'd appreciate your subscription, and ring that bell so you can you know, get a notification next time I come out with a video. I'm posting every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at noon, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.